Hey, good morning. Happy Monday. Happy public holiday. Just hoping everyone's joining me this morning. Give me a thumbs up if you are joining me. Completely body weight, so we don't need any use for any equipment, although a mat, a towel and some water obviously will be useful. So we're going to get going in 4 minutes, okay? Give me the thumbs up if you're joining me this morning. The sun is bright. Right, good morning guys. I can see I've got Kay and Kaylee in the feed, so good morning to you guys and welcome to anyone who's just joined us. Body weight workout this morning. The sun is bright, so I apologise for me squinting at you. Just going to need a towel and your water bottle with you. We're going to start off with a gentle warm-up. Gentle warm-up is going to be over 7 different exercises, and we're going to do like 40 seconds on and then 20 seconds off. Just to get the body moving, get the blood circulating and getting ourselves ready for our main piece today. Our main exercises today is a trisets, and we've got 3 trisets to work our way through and a nice little spicy finisher. So you guys will all be set up for another day off today. I hope you're all having a good relaxing Easter weekend. So let's get started. Okay, first exercise for our warm-up this morning is going to be our cat-cow. So we're going to come down onto all fours onto our mat. Make sure that our knees are directly underneath our hips and our hands are directly underneath our shoulders. And we're going to push up through our thoracics, that mid part of the back. Push up towards the ceiling. And then you're going to rotate that down towards the floor. So push the chest now down into the floor and then back up towards the ceiling. As I said, we're going to spend about 40 seconds on each of these exercises. Take it gentle, push the chest down towards the floor, and then push back up again to feel that cat stretch. Back down towards the floor, and then back up again. Nice deep breaths as we're doing this morning. Okay, we're going to go into what we call the world's greatest stretch. So we're opening up our hips. Pop your right foot forward to start with. We're trying to keep our shin in a vertical position here. I'm going to shuffle my knees slightly back to feel more of a stretch through my hip area here. I'm going to bring my elbow down towards the floor, and then I'm going to rotate up towards the ceiling. Nice and gentle. Make sure your eyes are following your hand as it's going up towards the ceiling. Okay, we're going to swap onto the other side. So again, in that half kneeling position, bring your left foot forward, or the opposite one if you've already started on your left. Shin in a vertical position. I'm going to shuffle my knee back a little bit further so I can increase that stretch. I'm going to bring my left arm down and try and get my elbow as close to the ground as possible. And then rotate back up towards the ceiling, and then back down again. We are going to bring ourselves into a high plank position. We do a high plank and toe tap. So up into the high plank position, arms extended. We're then going to start off with take your right hand. You're going to bring it through, try and touch your left foot. Doesn't matter if you can't touch, you can touch your knees, or your shin. Try and reach through. See how much stretch you've got in your hamstrings. See how tight you are. Transferring it over. Opposite hand to opposite toe. Bring yourself into a squat position. So feet just going to go slightly wider than my hip width apart. I'm also going to bring my arms into this one as well. So as I squat down, I'm going to bring the arms up above the head and then back up again. Go to your depth in your squat. If that's different to mine, then that's absolutely fine. Send those arms up. Nice deep breaths. Squeeze your glutes at the top. hamstrings. Fold forward, so send your hips back. Try and get your hands under the front of your toes. We're going to drop back down into that squat. And then we're going to push up. Try and straighten the legs. Keeping the hands underneath the toes. You should feel a stretch up the hamstrings. Again, drop the hips down. That's what we call our bootstrap squat. You should feel that through the back of the legs. If you're tightening the calves as well, you'll feel it in your calves. Stretch it all the way. Okay, final one. We're going to do a little jump squat, just 2 jump squats. Just a little jump squat. And then come down, we're going to do 2 mountain climbers. That's 4 in total. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll come back up again. 2 little jump squats. And we're just going to go through that for 40 seconds. Okay, so 2 little jump squats. Down as our mountain climber. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back up again, 2 little jump squats. 1, 2, again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bring yourselves up. Remember, it's a warm up, so don't race. 1, 2, down. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 little jump squats. 1, 2, back down. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 little jump squats. Okay, that's your warm up done. Take a rest. Take some water on board. While you're taking a rest, I'll explain the first tricep. So a tricep is 3 exercises together. We've got a tempo, 1 1/4 squat. So with our tempo, nice and slow and steady on the way down. We get to the bottom part of your squat. We come back up for a quarter, we go back down again, and we come back up all the way to the top. Squeeze your glutes to the top. So that again, slow on the way down, up a quarter, down, back up, okay? First exercise. Second exercise is a plank with shoulder taps. It means a high plank position. You may want to go a little bit wider on your feet at the back, keeps you a little bit more stable. And we're going to shoulder tap. Nice and steady. Should be a race. Third exercise, our hollow hold. With our hollow hold, it's an isometric exercise. Your version, you can pick today. We can start off with our shoulder blades need to be off the ground. So our top of our abdominals are in that crunch position and legs are off the ground. We can start off with the knees in and extend out into a full hollow hold. If you can't hold that in a full hollow hold, you can just bring the knees in and extend the hands above the chest and bring the knees in above the hips. But if you can challenge yourself and extend that position, just make sure that your shoulder blades are off the ground and squeeze your quads really tight. Make sure that the whole of you feels active throughout that movement. We are doing 30 seconds of work and 10 seconds of rest. And we're going to run through that tricep 3 times through, then we're going to have a rest and then we'll move on. Don't go off like a rocket to start with. Take the rest, work at your own pace. If you want to keep up with me, then great. If you don't, then that's absolutely fine. If you want to beat me, then that's good as well. So, let me go into our main piece. Okay. So remember our first exercise, that tempo 1 1/4 squat. Nice and slow on the way down. We're doing 30 seconds of rest, and 30 seconds of work and 10 seconds of rest. And we're going in 15 seconds. So remember, feet just wider than hip width. Want to make room for our hips to come down. Arms up in front, keep our chest up tall. We're going slow on the way down, up, down, and then all the way to the top. Slow on the way down, about 3 seconds. Up for a quarter, down, back up, squeeze your glutes. Nice and slow. Squeeze your glutes, good. Okay, take a rest. Down into our plank with shoulder taps. When you're in the high plank position, make sure you squeeze your glutes, neutralizes the lower part of your spine, and then we're going to tap. Nice and steady, don't try and rush it. Just anti-rotational exercise, because obviously my body has to really work hard to keep those hips nice and aligned, so I transfer the weight from one side of the body to the other. Okay. And come down onto your back into a hollow hold position. Pick the progression or the regression that suits you. So if that's, remember, shoulder blades off the ground, knees in a bent position, hands up above the chest. If you can, look extending the legs out, squeezing your quads, trying to keep the legs together. And if you can get even better, send the arms back so your biceps are by your ears. But if that is too much, we can bring it back in again. Make sure you're jamming your back nice and flat into the mat. Okay, 10 seconds. We're going to go back in, and we've got our tempo squat again. Okay, so remember, coming down nice and slow, getting to the bottom, we come up, go back down again, we come back up all the way to the top, squeeze your glutes. Okay, take your 10 seconds, come back down into that plank position. If you're finding it too difficult on your feet, you can do your shoulder taps on your knees. That is okay as well. Just make sure, if you are on your knees, you're still maintaining a really tight midline and you're still squeezing your glutes. Keeping that back nice and flat. Nice and gentle, taking those shoulders. Okay, onto your back into a high hold position. So keep that back nice and flat into the mat. If you find by bringing your legs down that your back starts to arch, bring them into a higher position. Another 15 seconds. Okay, we have got one more round. Okay, back into your squat. So all the way down, up for a quarter, down again, all the way up. Okay, into your shoulder taps. If you're struggling in your plank, you can also go wider on your feet at the back. The wider you are, the easier it is in terms of getting a stable base. And just nice and slow and steady. yourself a rest. And back down now into your final, your hollow hold. You just bring those shoulder blades off the ground, and feet off the ground. Let's hold this all the way. Got some rest coming. Brilliant, guys. Okay, we're going to have 90 seconds rest, and then we're going to go in to the next part. While you're having your rest, I'm going to grab a drink and I'll explain the next 3 exercises. Okay, first exercise is a reverse lunge and knee drive. So a little bit of balance is required for this one as well. Don't rush it, take it slow. So we reverse lunge, we bring that leg back. Make sure that when we come back that our knee is directly underneath our hip. We're trying to create a nice square or a box shape here between both legs. So that reverse lunge, feet directly underneath my hips. I step it back, I bring it down as low as I can. If I can tap my knee on the ground, then great. And then as I come back up, I'm going to drive the knee up in front. Okay? So I send it back, drive the knee up in front. Okay? I'm going to do 15 seconds on each side for that one. Okay, so now we've got to push up into a downward dog. So we come into our normal, so our high plank, the start of our push-up position. We come down into our push-up. As we come back up again, we then go into what we call our downward dog. So we send our hips back. We bring our head between our arms. Come back through. Push up. Head comes back into our downward dog. You can do that on your knees. You can bring yourself down into your knees. Do your push-up. Bring yourself up. And then push back. Down to your knees. Push up. And then push back. Okay? And the third exercise is a dead bug. You'll understand why once I'm in position. So bring yourself down onto your mat. Again, we want to make sure our back is nice and flat on the mat. My feet are coming into what we call tabletop, so 90 degrees, and my arms are going up above my chest. I'm going to be sending my right leg and my left arm out while maintaining my other limbs to be fixed position. Really fight for that, make sure that they're not flapping around. We're not trying to signal aircraft, we're just trying to work on a bit of that coordination and core control. So make sure that while you are doing it, your core is locked on. Here's the powerhouse that should be controlling all of this. Okay, so that's your dead bug. So they're your 3 exercises. You should feel like you've had enough rest. So we're going to get going. Remember that first one is that lunge with that knee drive. I'll do 15 seconds on each side. If you find it too difficult, put the knee drive up in front. You can just do it as a reverse lunge or a front lunge. That's absolutely fine as well. Always getting quiet here. I wonder how many of you are out in the bright sunshine. Whew. Okay, so we send that leg back into the lunge, knee drive up in front. I'm going to do 15 seconds on each side. Woo. Even gets me a bit of a wobble on this morning. Nice and steady, as you can. Okay, so I'll get onto the other side. It's not that great at timing, so probably not so much on the other side. We'll fix that next time. Okay, remember we're going into our push-up and our downward dog. So you're going to come down into your push up, then you're going to push back into your downward dog, come through again, push up, push back. Again, you can do your push up on your knees and then bring yourself up and then push back if you need to. Okay, into your dead bug position, so onto your backs. Bring your knees up, so opposite hand and opposite leg, extending over the head and out in front. Right, maintain those other limbs. Not to be doing anything. Maintain that control throughout. Okay, let's go back into that lunge. I know that my left leg didn't get as much work last time, so I'm going to work that one. Woo! Now I know why not. So, a little bit longer on this one. Step it back, bring it up in front. Step it back, bring it up once more. Now I'm going to move back onto my right leg. Step it back, up in front. Nice and steady. Okay. Back down into my push-up. If you want to do it on your knees, and that's absolutely fine. So on your knees, you bring your chest down between your hands. You're going to push back up. You're going to bring yourself up onto your feet, and then push back between the hands, sorry, between the arms, back into high plank. Knees come down, push up, push back. If not, doing it on our toes. Okay, down into that dead bug position. Let's work a bit on that coordination, so turning back and back in again. Nice and steady. If you find it too hard to incorporate the arms, you can just do it just with the legs for now. That's okay. Okay, we've got one more round. So we're going to go back into that reverse lunge and knee drive. I'm going to start on my left leg because I know it's my hardest. I'm going to do 15 seconds on one side and then 15 on the other. Okay, now moving on to my right leg. Again, step it back, touch that knee on the ground if I can, and then all the way up. Okay, brilliant. And into my push-up. So squeeze my glutes, neutralise my spine, make sure I'm tight through the midline. Lower, I've got it down towards the floor, push it back up, and into my downward dog. Okay, onto your dead bug, and then we'll take another little rest. second tricep done this morning. Take a rest, take some water on board, and I will introduce you to the next part. Okay, so we've got a static lunge. Static lunge means that we're not travelling with the movement. So you'll come down into that lunge position. And we're going to come up and we're going to maintain again. We want to make sure our hip is coming down. Imagine you're an elevator or a piston going up and down. So we make sure we're not leaning forward. And our torso is in a nice upright position. And then obviously we will do 15 seconds on each side. We've got a single leg RDL, so a little bit more hamstring and glute based. Standing on one leg with a soft knee. I'm going to set my shoulders back so my back is in a nice flat position. So think about pushing your chest out. I'm going to send my foot back, and my hands are going to come down towards the floor, trying to again maintain a nice, I want to make sure my hips are nice and aligned so I'm not twisting through the hips, keeping that back nice and flat. Send the leg back out and straight, come down if you can, tap the floor, back up again. Send the leg back, tap the floor and back up again. Right, third exercise. A plank and row. We're down into our high plank position and we're going to row. What we're doing is we're bringing our hands, we're not bringing it up here, we're bringing it into our back pocket and we're squeezing my shoulder blade together. Again, trying to maintain my hips as level as possible. So the hand comes up into my back pocket, squeeze my back down again. The wider your feet are at the back, the easier it is. So try and maintain a bit more of a solid base with that one. Okay, so 3 exercises, same as it was before. We've got 30 seconds on. And we're going to start with our static lunge. Okay. Bring yourself down into your lunge position to start with. And like I said, make sure your knee is stacked directly underneath your hip and your chest is up nice and tall. And we're going to do 15 seconds of static lunge on one side and then 15 seconds on the other. Again, the depth that you come down to is completely up to you. But if you can, try and get a little bit lower. We'll swap it onto the other side, send it back. Okay, single leg RDL. Start on your left or your right, it's entirely up to you. Okay, so remember, we'll get that back nice and flat, so I'm going to pull my shoulder blades together, come down towards the floor, tap the floor, back up again. Try and send that leg out straight behind. Now I'm going to swap it onto my left leg. Let's give this one a go. Oh, super hard on my left side, always. Okay, we've got our plank and row. So remember, that wider base might be more useful to you. Squeeze your glutes, bring that hand into that back pocket, squeeze. Squeeze your shoulder blade. You should feel that in your back as well. Nice and slow and steady. Make sure that hand's coming into the hip area. Okay. First round done. Back into your static lunge. Okay. 15 on each side. Okay, swap legs over. 15 seconds on the other side. Okay, that's single leg RDL. I'm going to try and start on my left side this time. Roll my shoulders back, pinch my shoulder blades together, so keep my nice flat back. Coming down, try and extend the leg behind, touch the mat, back up again. Ooh. Always the left side, always a struggle. Now move it onto the other side. Try and get at least about 3 on each side. Okay, so we're back into our plank and row. Again, if you find it easier, send those feet a little bit wider at the back. Squeeze your glutes, maintain nice flat back. Rolling into that pocket. Keep those hips aligned. Okay, one more round. And I've got a couple of finishes for you guys this morning. So back into that static lunge. And to the side. Okay, single leg RDL. If you are struggling on your left side, you know what I'm going to say. Do a little bit more on that side today. So for myself, it's definitely the side I struggle with. It's okay to spend a little bit longer on that side if he's a bit weaker, struggles a bit more. And then we do one. Alright. Okay. You've got your plank and row. Again, slightly wider feet might help. Squeeze those glutes. Hand goes into pocket. Squeeze that back. Well done, guys. That's your third tricep finished. Take a little rest for a second. I'll introduce you. We've got 6 minutes of work left. I am doing a little bit longer this morning, but I'm guessing for a lot of you, probably not working today. And I'm also guessing quite a few probably stuffed your face with chocolate, a bit like I did yesterday. So these 2 finishers are for all that extra chocolate you've had. Okay, we've got 2 minutes on the clock for the first part. Now we're going to go back to remember when we did our 2 jump squats and our 2 mountain climbers. This time we're going to do an AMRAP. So what we're going to do is it's going to be 2 minutes. You're going to do 2 jump squats, 2 mountain climbers. And remember, with 2 mountain climbers, that's 4 on the movement. You're then going to go to 4 jump squats and 4 mountain climbers. Again, 8 on the movement. And we're going to keep going for 2 minutes. You can try and keep up with me if you want. You can try and go faster than me, as long as you keep in good form. Or you can just work at your own pace. 2 minutes on the clock. Okay, let's do this. So, 2 minutes. So we've got 2 jump squats. 1, 2, 2 mountain climbers. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down on 4 mountain climbers. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. Okay, we're going to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Down to the mountain climbers. Remember, that will make 12. 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12. Back up again. I'm going into my 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Make sure you're landing in your jump squat, landing with a soft knee. And in my mountain climber, 16, 2, 3, 5, 6, 8, 12, 13, 15, 16. Back up. I've got 50 seconds on the clock. So I'm going to do my 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Down to my mountain climber. Okay. Bring myself back up again. I've got 20 seconds. So I'm going to do 12 on the jump squats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Down to the mat, into my mountain climber. Hi! No time for that one. Excellent. Okay, take a rest. We've got a final bit to complete. Make sure you get breath back before we start this one. Okay, so we're going to call it a down up, only because the word burpee usually sends a fear of God into most people. So we are going to do a down up, which looks somewhat like a burpee. We're going to do 20 seconds on and 10 seconds rest, and we're going to do 8 rounds. Remember, this is your finish. That's the last thing you're going to do today. And again, take it at your own pace. I'll show you the 2 versions that you can do. So a full true burpee. My hands go down to the floor. My feet jump back together. My chest comes all the way down to the floor. I then push myself back up off the floor. My feet come wide when I jump in. Make room for my hips to come in, and then jump up. But you can step that out if you want to. So hands can go down, step it back, step it in, and stand it up without the push up in there, if that's more suited to you. Again, like I said, you can try and keep up with me. Probably go faster than me today. Feeling a bit tired. Are we ready? Let's do this. Final bit, final 4 minutes. Let's get this done. Okay, so down into your burpee, up, jump up. Excellent. Take your 10 seconds rest. And we're off again. Another 10 seconds rest. Let's go back down again.